In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get a hole shot every single time, or at least improve your starts every single time. So the first thing we're going to talk about is body position. Where do you want your legs? Where do you want your elbows? Where do you want your chest when you're starting behind the gate? So you want to start quite far forward, bum at the front of the seat, and that enables your weight to be over the front tire. This means that when you go over the gate and you drop the clutch, you don't wheelie, or at least you don't wheelie as much or as fast. Obviously, if you have a hole shot device, that can help you more. I'm too poor for a hole shot device, so we need to rely solely on old school body positioning. So our bum's at the front of the seat, our elbows are up, and our chest is forwards. This means the weight is over the front tire. When we drop the clutch and we accelerate, what happens is we end up falling back like this. If we fall too far back, we end up on a wheelie and we lose control of the bike. Best case scenario, we have to chop the throttle, and that means everyone around us has now got a better start than us. Worst case scenario, we flip the bike, we crash, and we hurt ourselves, so we don't want that. So this is the #1 technique for getting a good start that I learned a few years ago, and it made such a big difference. How do we hold ourselves forwards and stop ourselves falling backwards? And this is actually done with our legs. We have our feet down in front of the foot pegs, and if you come around here, you can see the foot pegs actually hold the back of my legs in place. So I have both feet on the ground, the foot pegs are holding me forwards, and I'm squeezing tight with my legs. This means when I drop the clutch and I accelerate, I don't fall backwards. That will make a huge difference because the acceleration that we have really wants to pull us back off the back of the bike, and we want to stop this. So the way we hold ourselves forward, chest forwards, elbows up, and the foot pegs are holding our legs in place. That will make a massive difference to your starts. So now we've spoken about body position. Now I want to talk to you about the clutch and the accelerator. How do we release the clutch to create the optimal amount of power over the gate and not spin and not wheelie? So this is something that is difficult to explain in just words, and is something that you need to just have trial and error. But what I would say is we want to hold the clutch on the biting point. We want to have between 2/3 and 3/4 throttle. If you have a start device, that may enable you to have more throttle. If you've got a faster bike, you may have to have less throttle. But I tend to go between 2/3 and 3/4 throttle. When you first try this, if you're a newer rider, you may want to start with just quarter throttle and then build your way up. But really, for an optimal start, we want to have about 2/3 throttle. We want to have the clutch on the biting point, so just where that bike is wanting to creep forward, but not quite, because if we creep forward, the gate's going to fall on the front tire, and we're going to end up being dead last off the start. So on that biting point, 2/3 throttle, we want to look ahead of the gate, through the gate, and as soon as we see the slightest movement, that's when we drop the clutch, head comes forwards, and we go to full throttle. If we just do that, normally what happens is the revs kind of descend because we quickly release the clutch. So this is where we have to use the clutch to modulate the speed. So we may need to slip the clutch to keep the revs higher, or we may want to release the clutch and then come just back on it just the slightest bit to keep the revs high while we're accelerating out of that gate. Now, like I said, with the throttle, we want to be smooth on the throttle. So we want 2/3, use the clutch to modulate the speed. As soon as the gate drops, we go to full throttle, and then we slip the clutch. Okay, so now we're going to watch a couple of Kevin's starts. I've just given him some advice, so let's see if he takes it on board. And if he doesn't, then I'm going to point out any of the things that he's done wrong or that he can do better, and hopefully teach Kevin how to get a hole shot. Okay, Kevin, so your body position was pretty good. Sat forward using your legs tucked in behind the foot pegs. But something I noticed that will make a big difference is the way you pulled off was just like really low revs, and then you just slowly increase the throttle. You want to hold the revs half throttle at least, maybe 2/3, and then when that gate drops, then slip the clutch and rev more aggressively. That was very smooth and gentle. We want more aggression from you. So that was loads better, way more aggressive. Something I think you can still do to improve is your clutch. You kind of released the clutch and then you kind of re-engaged it. So it was like a second bit where it kind of slowed the bike down. So instead of it like your clutch coming all the way out and then all the way in, you really need to finesse that biting point to kind of keep the revs high and to stop yourself kind of losing that bit of speed. So at the moment your clutch is like very in out, and we want to find that gray zone in the clutch where we're kind of slipping that clutch and keeping the revs high. After you do that, I think your start will be perfect. So that looks a lot better. other than the fact his rear wheel slid out a little bit in the puddle, but other than that, the clutch control sounded better. And the final thing I want to talk about to help you get a hole shot is mentality. It doesn't matter how good your body positioning, how good your technique, and even how good your reaction times are. If you don't have the confidence that you're going to get the hole shot, then your subconscious is going to hold you back, and you're going to intentionally, maybe subconsciously, not get the start that you want because you're afraid, or you're too scared, or you just don't believe it. As soon as you get 1 or 2 hole shots against the same riders, suddenly you believe that you're meant to get a better start, that you're better than everyone else on the gate, and those starts will just start to come easily. So the biggest thing is having the confidence after you've practiced your starts and you know you've got the technique down, is having that belief. I'm better than the guy on the right of me, I'm better than the guy on the left of me, and I can get to that corner first. As soon as you believe that, starts will start to come back to you so easily, and you'll just get one hole shot after another. A technique that I always use to help with my mentality is often when you go to a motocross race or even an enduro race and you're on the start line, you know the riders that you're racing against. You know who the top 3 riders are, the top 5 riders. Maybe you don't want to start against the best rider who wins most of the races because you might not have the confidence that you're going to out-jump them out the gate, and if they come across you, you're going to have to shut off the throttle. So something I do is I intentionally pick a gate where either the rider to the right of me, the rider to the left of me, I know that I've got them covered. Or even better, if it's not a full lineup, pick a gate where there's a free gate next to you. Or if you're in the middle, you can go next to the doghouse, and that means you have a bit of space to move around. I love having a little bit of space either side of me. So either I want to out jump the 2 guys next to me, and that means I can move around a little bit if I need to. Or I want to start next to the doghouse, like I said, or a gate that's free. And that means I don't have to worry about banging bars out of the gate, because that's the #1 reason people have to shut off the gas. If you start next to first fastest in your class, second fastest in your class, the chances are you're going to be locking elbows. Being smart with your gate pick can make a huge difference on the start. Now, I've already talked about gate position. You want to choose the right gate for you, but what I haven't talked so much about is the rut that you choose. So one, you want to choose a straight rut that isn't too bumpy, isn't too rough, that's going to make you lose time. But another thing you can also do to make that gate better is to clear the runway. So there may be stones, bumps, or it might be real hard base on the top that's quite slippery. And what you can actually do is start your bike, slip the clutch, and just spin that line and create a little bit of traction. Or normally just an inch under the top layer, there's actually more traction in the ground than the top. So I'll show you what you can do here. So now I've created a bit more traction and I've created a smoother line. That top layer is just sand, but underneath you can see there's actually that moisture that's going to help you get that big boost over the gate and help you get that hole shot. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything new that's going to help you get a better start, give this video a like and see you in the next one. Thank you.